I mean, I think it's as oversold as I've seen tech stocks, called in the last 5 years. And I think if you look going into earnings, the setup for tech, I view it as a massive buy. We've been table pounding on cybersecurity names like Zscaler, CrowdStrike, Tenable, names like Microsoft on the cloud side, as well as even the cloud valuations of a Google, as well as an Amazon. And Tara, I just think at this point, the New York City cab driver knows the Fed path over the next 18 months. I believe right now, a lot of nerve-wracking investors we're talking to. I think risk rewards based on fundamentals and $1 trillion of cloud spend, we'd be buying these names heavy into the next few weeks.
Here's the problem. Since you've recommended Zscaler, last time it's down 9%, and some of these other names even worse. Dan, Matterport, since you picked it, down 50%. Not to pick on you, but it's a problem because you're looking at the fundamentals and the valuations, and this market is focused on the macro.
No doubt. And look, I view it as this is not a call on these names for the next week or the next month. It's where do we see this over the next 12 to 18 months playing out? And just go back the last few years, I believe this digital transformation in terms of growth tech is 2 to 3x what we've seen in the last decade. And that's why some of the names, the froth, will come off. And we've seen that. Some of those could be like falling, almost catching and falling knife. But when we look at names in cybersecurity, when we look at names like Microsoft, we look at names really across the ecosystem on the infrastructure side. I think right now, massively oversold relative to how we see the fundamentals. But look, the haters will hate. You'll fire into a crowded theater going into earnings. I think we sit here 4 or 5 weeks from now, view this as a golden buying opportunity. Just like we talked about when the Fed started to raise rates, that's where we viewed the bottom for tech was in.
Is there any hint out of these companies, or do you expect, Dan, to hear anything about the fundamentals deteriorating, a potential recession or a pullback, for instance, in enterprise spending, anything like that going on?
Look, I think on the niche players, some of the pure plays, like, maybe tangential, the Datadogs and Snowflake, you've seen, some of that growth sort of wane a bit. But I think the theme coming out of earnings is going to be cloud, cybersecurity, enterprise spending on next gen is robust and accelerating, not decelerating. There's price pressures, and we'll see that come through. Of course, the strong dollar, you'll see that play out. But overall, that's why I believe going into tech, I view it as a bright green light. It's going to be ultimately a buckle the seatbelt time, but I view it for the year. This is the time that we'd be owning tech.
What's your favorite? I know you like the group, but one pick if you had to.
One pick, Palo Alto. That's the one that I continue to view on cybersecurity. Risk reward, I view that as a golden name.